Hi everybody, my name is Lewis Largenet and today I'm going to be taking you through everything that I eat within a day. I will be showing you the exact foods that I eat, the amount of macros and the benefits of some of the foods that I eat. I'll also be showing you the supplements that I take and why I take them. Hope you enjoy this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. Thank you. Okay, so first meal of the day, meal one, breakfast. I get a medium-sized bowl. I have some Weet-Bix. I don't know if you guys are in a different country or anything like that, but in the country I live in, Australia, we have Weet-Bix, which is basically like a whole grain little brick of wheat, really. I mean, like, hang on, let me read out the ingredients for you. So it's just whole grain wheat, sugar, salt, barley malt extract, vitamins. Contains gluten and wheat, may contain lupin. The reason why I eat this is because it's low in sugar, and as soon as I wake up, it's much easier for me to sort of eat something like Weet-Bix because I'm starving. I'm really, really hungry when I wake up. I mean, I'm sure as everybody else is hungry. Like, you went to bed for 8 hours, basically not eating anything. So I'd expect you to be pretty starving. Anyways, after that, I've got some regular oats, rolled oats. And I usually have about 1 cup of that. I don't blend it, I don't add any water to it. I just eat it how it is, dry. I mean, it's not too bad. That's when the honey comes in. Regular old, try to get raw organic honey. Because when the honey crystallizes, it means that the honey is good. I mean, sometimes you get honey that doesn't crystallize, and that's mainly because, pretty sure it's because it's got a lot of sugar in it, so it makes the honey difficult for it to crystallize. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I don't know if I'm right or not, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So don't take my advice on it. But anyways, I have honey in there mainly because it is a nice sweetener, has a little bit of flavor, and it sort of makes me more hungry because it spikes my insulin when I wake up. The first thing I have is some kind of sugar, spikes my insulin. I get more hungry, I can digest the food easier, I can eat the food easier, and it just makes it easier for me overall. After that, I have some regular cow's milk, roughly about 500 grams of just regular full cream milk. I really shouldn't be eating this, mainly because I have a little bit of a lactose intolerance. Not extreme, but sort of feel sick after eating it. But I mean, the reason why I eat that is because it's high in protein, sort of moderate in carbs, and the fat is somewhat high, but it's not like I eat a lot of fat during the day. I mean, most of my fats come from chicken, fish, and probably this. Most of my carbohydrates come from my oats, Weet-Bix, bread, or nuts, sometimes fruits, and grains like rice and things like that. Anyways, I'll show you the quantities of how much I eat. So I get about 3 Weet-Bixes, which is, I'll show you what they look like. So they're a bit like that. It's like a brick almost. I don't know if that's, yeah, there we go. Make it easier. So just a reminder, medium-sized bowl, not large, not small. Medium size is kind of where I always stick at with measuring the quantity of food altogether. And when I have this meal fully ready, I will put up somewhere along in the screen of the macros of the food. So I crush the Weet-Bix and it becomes, I don't know if that can be seen or not, but obviously you crush it. The reason why I crush it is because it becomes easier for the Weet-Bix, well, easier for me to eat it. Because that's the thing about eating a lot of food every day. I'm going to try and make sure that you make the food as easy as possible to eat. Otherwise it'll be pretty crap trying to eat a lot of food and it's like extremely hard. Anyways, after that, you get roughly 1 cup. I get 1 cup of oats, so like that, 1 cup. It's easier just to get like a measuring cup, you know what I mean, like I have here. So yeah, 1 cup of oats, put that back, and then you mix it up. So then when you take your first bite or whatnot, you're not just eating pure oats. So if you're eating pure just oats, I think it's going to taste pretty gross. But I mean, like the oats is probably the worst thing about this meal because it's extremely dry and it doesn't taste very nice. But yeah. Anyways, I get 3 more Weet-Bixes, so that's a total of 6 Weet-Bix. 6 Weet-Bix. Crush that in again on top, one by one, and then you mix it again. I just realized I forgot to mention what's the quantity of, the honey that I eat. So I'll go through that again, just to make sure. So I get So roughly get a regular sized dinner, like a regular sized teaspoon. Usually you'd have it for dinner. And then remember the honey is for flavour, sweetening, to make the food go down easier. Do not overload yourself with honey, otherwise it will taste gross and you're basically just going to be eating sugar. Like honey's okay because, you know, surprisingly enough, it has vitamin C in it. It's one of the best kind of immunity foods to have. Like honey is quite good for your immune system, and in order to build a lot of muscle, you need a good immune system because the immune system is responsible for muscle growth to take place. Basically, that's why they tell you not to go to the gym if you're sick, because I mean your body's already trying to fight off you being sick. So I have roughly 2 teaspoons, or maybe, yeah, so I have 2 teaspoons. So I have 1 just like that. Yeah, there we go. And I just drizzle that on like so. You know I can edit it, right? So when I have my teaspoons of honey, I have the second one halfway through, I eat the meal. So when you get halfway to eating a meal, it's best to add another teaspoon of honey, mainly because you run out of the honey that you're eventually eating, and then the food just gets like extremely dry. It tastes like crap. So yeah. And then, so after you finish having your honey, put that there. I don't really have a proper measuring cup like I do, but to fill up the cup over and over to reach the amount of quantity that you need for the milk, it's kind of like pain in the ass. So I just use the regular protein shaker. As you can see here, it's got I think it's not going to be in reverse, but that there is 600 milliliters. So I have 500 milliliters of milk with my breakfast. So I would just, you know, like you fill it up. It's got the measurements on the inside as well. I don't know. See those little markers in there? So yeah. After that, fill it up to the, so I fill it up to 500, make it 500 milliliters, and then I'll show you what I do. So fill it up to the requirement that you need. So there. If it's a little bit too much, because when you pour it in there, the milk is going to be like, what's the word? Like it's going to be overflowing quite a lot because you got a lot in your bowl. So let me show you what the finished product looks like. So it kind of looks like that, big dry bowl of mesh. But trust me, it tastes pretty good. It did taste a little bit gross at the start of eating it, but once you eat it a couple of times and you get used to eating it, then it's not too bad. Anyways, so you got your 500 milliliters, fully measured up, you know exactly what you're doing. And that's about it really. Pour it straight in there. And when you're finished pouring it, hang on. Alright, didn't measure that properly actually. Oops, hang on, need another 100. There we go. My mistake, meant to be 600, was tossing up between 500 and 600, that's all. Because like I said before, it won't fill up properly because you've got so much in there. So, hang on, I'm getting mixed up. So, 500 milliliters of milk. I didn't fill it up correctly. Pretty sure I had 400 because every time I put 500 in, it always fills up correctly. And I'm going to show you what it should look like. See how it comes up like right at the top along the level. There we go. And then that's the first meal of the day. I'll put the macronutrients at the top somewhere, like along here. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's the first meal of the day. Off by heart, it's roughly 1,000 calories overall. Can't really remember off by heart the macronutrients of it. So like the protein, carbohydrates, fat, sugar. Well, sugar, so you know what I mean. But yeah. Anyways, so when I see you next, it'll be on meal 2. Okay, so just to give a clear idea on the amount of, the supplements that I take only creatine monohydrate. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be reversed or anything like that. But creatine monohydrate, for the average person, I'd recommend for them to take roughly 5 grams, which is about 1 scoop. So, but if you are a larger person, like say for instance, I'm not saying that I am a large person, I'm just saying that like I am rather heavy for my height. So I am 6'1", 95 kilos to 96. Therefore I require at least roughly like 2 scoops almost, or a scoop and a half. This is mainly because of like the creatine stores within your body, because creatine is like it's like a quick energy source for high intensity training and high intensity contractions and things like that. Like your body uses creatine for energy. So that's why I take 2 scoops, mainly because my body needs more creatine to fill those stores, so then when I work out or when I do high intensity training, I won't get burnt out so quickly and my body can use more of it more efficiently. That's the main reason. But let's say someone is 5'10", roughly 80 kilos, 1 scoop would be enough. But it's sort of, to determine whether or not you need more, it sort of comes down to based on how you feel during your workout. You can always experiment. It doesn't hurt to always try a little bit more. Like it's not gonna taking more creatine is not going to affect you. Obviously, if you eat the entire container in one sitting, then that's going to be pretty hard on your body. But creatine is not something that's going to affect you in any way. Creatine is a natural supplement. I mean, it's in your red meats. I'm pretty sure it's in your rich foods like salmon and fish and things like that. So it's a natural occurring supplement. The only reason why you would take it or you couldn't take it is mainly because you want more of it. It's kind of like your protein powder. Like, for another instance as well, I also take plant protein. Like I was saying before, I have a bit of a lactose intolerance, so I take Musashi plant protein. I am not sponsored by them. I don't have any association with them, but this is pretty good. It tastes good. You can get vanilla flavor, chocolate flavor. If you get the chocolate flavor, it tastes just like a chocolate milkshake. So those are the only supplements I take. I used to take just a regular multivitamin. I probably will start taking another multivitamin, but it's just like every other thing. The only reason why you would take a multivitamin or you take protein or you take creatine is if you feel as if you lack in that area. That's why it is called a supplement, because you are supplementing that specific nutrient for your body. So that is why I take creatine, because obviously you don't get enough creatine from the red meats you eat unless you eat pounds and pounds of it. But someone like me who's not a big eater, eating a lot of red meat is kind of a big deal. So that's why I just take the regular creatine, and that seems to help. I mean, I recommend to anyone to take creatine, regardless of your age. You can take it. It's a natural occurring supplement. Before taking it, it'd be best to speak to a health professional, such as like a physiologist or a physician or a general practitioner or any kind of doctor. Just ask them for their advice. Get a blood test maybe and see whether or not you need to take creatine. But I mean, you don't necessarily need to speak to someone, but I'd recommend speaking to a health professional before taking the supplement. But yeah, I mean, you'll notice the effects instantly as well. The side effects consist of feeling full, I feel full, sometimes I feel nauseous, but it's nothing too major. The pros about it as well is I have more energy. When I work out, I feel stronger. I'm able to get a better workout in. And that's about it, really. I mean, yeah, so that's the only supplements that I take. And if I was to recommend a supplement to anyone, it'd always be creatine monohydrate. Simple, easy, affordable, and it's a healthy supplement. It's not essentially bad or it's not great, but it's kind of just neutral in a way. But yeah, so those are the only supplements that I take, and next time I see you, it will be for meal 2, like I said before in the last clip. So this is meal number 2, and meal number 2 consists of spring water chunk tuna in a can, 95 grams. So the reason why I eat this is because it's extremely high in protein. So I'll eat the entire can in one sitting. The next thing, carbohydrates, is 1 cup of jasmine rice. And I'm having all of this on a, say, large size plate. So then after I eat all of this, after that I will have a banana, say a large size banana. So yeah, I use a regular measuring cup. I will have a picture of the macros somewhere along here. So 1.5 cups of cooked white jasmine rice. And after that, 1 can of spring water chunk tuna. And in case you guys are wondering And the where the vegetables are, I will show you later on. I don't usually have many vegetables until later on, right before I go to bed, mainly because it's more convenient to have for bed for me than it is now. Otherwise I have to steam fry the vegetables or steam cook them or boil them. So that's basically it really. 1 cup of any regular tuna. I mean, to me, tuna is one of the best sources of protein, mainly because it's easy, accessible, tastes nice, it's cheap, and I mean, can't really go wrong with a can of tuna and some rice, you know? And just to add a little bit of flavouring to it, usually you can add a bit of salt, paprika, or some kind of hot sauce, but for me I just add salt. That's about it really. I mean, yeah, it's a finished product. Look like something like, now I've got to get it in the light. There we go. Yeah, looks something like that. Looks a bit unappetizing, but tastes pretty good. Pretty good. I tend to leave the liquid that's in the can of tuna as well in there because it adds a little bit more flavour. And if you don't like tuna, then you can always just have, you know, maybe you can try a bit of salmon, or you can have trout. Trout isn't so bad, or barramundi, but any kind of fish. Fish is very high in amino acids, and that's very good for you for building muscle. Okay, so this is meal number 2, and meal number 3. So for meal number 3, I have three large boiled eggs. So this meal is quite sort of basic in a way, because usually my first 2 meals are kind of have 2 large meals, and then I have 1 small meal, and then I have another large meal, and then I'll have 1 more small meal. So I wouldn't really classify this as a snack, but it is kind of like you could say it as a snack. So all it consists of is 3 large eggs. I just boil them in water. 3 large boiled eggs with 2 pieces of whole grain, either whole grain or multigrain bread. Try to have the bread as clean as possible. So I don't usually eat white bread or, you know, like, I forgot the term for it, but you got white bread and a different kind of bread that isn't so good to eat. But anyway, so the only kind of breads that I eat is either sourdough, homemade bread, or whole grain or multigrain bread. So this is the next meal, consisting, like I said, consisting of eggs. Reasons why I eat eggs, and mainly because they contain roughly, I think, 9 amino acids that our body requires for repair, growth and development. Some of these amino acids that come with these foods in our diet, our body cannot produce itself, so that's why we require some of these amino acids in order to grow. That's why it's best to have if I was to give any kind of advice for diet, my advice would be just to eat a wide range of different kinds of foods. You know, your fish, your poultry, your fruit, your vegetables, and have your fats in there as well. And it's okay to have your sugars, but make sure that your sugars come from good sources, like the honey from this morning, or you've got your fructose, which is the sugar that you get from fruit. You got your glucose, which is the sugar that comes from dairy products. What's it called? Gluten? Glucose? Yeah, it's the gluten. Pretty sure that's what I mean. Anyways, you understand what I'm trying to say. Just just always make sure you're trying to eat as clean as possible. Basically, you want to have a clean diet when you're on a bulk, or even when you're on a cut, so then you can make it easier for yourself to try and stay as lean as possible. So like for myself, I'm currently on a bulk, so I have to make sure that I do eat a lot of food, but food that is good, good for me in a way, and that won't make me put on so much body fat, because the idea of the bulk is to build muscle, not to build fat. So anyways, that is meal 3, 3 boiled eggs, 2 slices of the multigrain bread or either whole grain bread, and if you are gluten intolerant, if you're allergic to gluten, then you can always have rice, or you can always have, maybe you just have the eggs by itself, whatever suits you best. But yeah, the only things I'd add to this was probably salt, pepper. That's about it, and it's easy to eat, easy to get down, and yeah. So my recommendation for people is, if you're beginning a diet, especially if you're on a bulk, it's always best to watch what you eat, the amount of food you eat, especially carbohydrates. Carbohydrates make you fluffy, and although yes, they make you larger and they help your muscles lift more weight and help your muscles recuperate, and makes it easier for you essentially to be stronger, but do not eat too much carbohydrates, otherwise you'll end up just becoming overweight, get fat. It's not just carbohydrates, it's mainly your overall calories that you take, so calories in, calories out sort of thing. But yeah, so I will put the macros of this meal at the top, somewhere around here, as I do with the other ones, and I will see you again for meal 4, which would be dinner. And for that, I will just do the same as this, really, and hopefully you understand this well, and hopefully this all is making sense to you. That's about it. See you at meal 5. Okay, so the last meal of the day is, right from where I left off before, it was meal 3. So I couldn't really record meal 4 of what I ate, mainly because meal 4 is dinner time and I have dinner with the entire family and whatnot. But I'll put up what I ate along here at the start of this clip. And right now this is meal 5, and yeah, so we'll get right into it. So first off, regular old oat milk, unsweetened, no added sugar, just any kind of regular oat milk. Like I did have the oats in the morning and then had the oat milk. Like I said before, I have a bit of intolerance with lactose, so if I drink a lot of cow's milk, I feel sick. And just drinking oat milk right before I go to bed as well, because this meal is a protein shake, and I have plant protein Musashi. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. Yeah, if I had to recommend protein, there'd be a wide different variety of proteins I'd recommend, but I mean all proteins is kind of the same. To be honest, it's just based upon what you think tastes best. So yeah, it's chocolate flavor. This basically tastes exactly like a chocolate milk. So anyways, I would have 600 milliliters of this oat milk, and then after that I have 1 scoop of the whey protein, and that will be it. So that's the entire day of everything that I eat. I will put up how much I ate and whatnot for meal 4. Meal 4 I had a what's it called? Meal 4 I had steak, red meat with steam fried vegetables, such as broccoli, carrot, What's the last one? I forgot what the last one was. Asparagus. And then after that, I had roughly 1.5 cups, 2 cups of white potatoes. And then, yeah, so that was meal 4. And I'll put that up somewhere along here so then you can see what I ate. And that's about it. So this is the last meal I have right before I go to bed. Now I go to bed probably in about an hour and a half or so. And this meal is just good because it fills me up, I'm full, and I don't go to sleep or I don't sleep during the night and I'm hungry. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or have anything you'd like to ask me, feel free to comment. And if you would like to see any more of these kinds of videos, say for instance, what I recommend for people to eat, be sure to send me a message on Instagram, and soon I'll be posting exactly what I do and how I train. Anyways, thank you for watching.